You guys, what's up? John Dette, Slayer, Anthrax, Testament, sprinkle of Volbeat, coming to you for Tuesday tips. This week, we are going to go over, sorry, just get my gloves on here, guys. Okay, this week, we're going to go over being consistent with your tempo and being consistent with the volume on this guy right here, snare drum, particularly during thrash beats. A lot of drummers, especially guys starting out or early in their journey, especially when they're playing thrash beats, what will happen is when they start to fatigue, they want to keep that consistent beat, but because the muscles are fatiguing, remember I've gone over this, what I call physical technique and traditional technique. When that physical fatigue starts setting in, a drummer will tend to try and keep that beat solid, but in order to maintain that while being fatigued, they start slowing down. Guitar players, bass players, singers, anyone that has jammed with a drummer and you feel them slowing down, there it is, because they're just straight up fatiguing. It's just like a guy doing weights in a gym, you know, and they can't do any more. So that's one thing. And speaking of that, this would be the ideal thing for you guys to get. This is the Tama Rhythm Watch. This is a click track. It's an ideal thing to play to. I've used this. So I still sometimes use this. I love the sound of this thing. If I do have to play to a click, this is usually the sound of the Rhythm Watch is what I like having in my ears for a click sound. So Tama Rhythm Watch for you guys looking for a click track. Highly recommended. I think they're like $60 online. You know, you can get it. Worth $60, guys. So, okay, so tempo. And then the next thing with that fatigue that sets in thrash beats, you'll hear this so many times and it sucks, is a drummer starts to fatigue and that solid hit that they're getting with the snare drum, it starts to get softer because they're fatiguing. And so an example of this would be, here, I'll just do a basic rock beat, and then I'm gonna go into a thrash beat, and I'll play the thrash beat softer so you can see what I mean. So. Now that tempo is all over the place, but you get the idea, right? You want the volume that I know we've gone into dynamics and everything, but when you're hitting that snare drum, guys, you ideally, whatever volume that you are setting in on that snare as your pocket beat, that is regardless of your tempo, that's really where you want that volume to be, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're hitting it like that, you know, or you're going, want that volume consistent. It's a big thing that happens with thrash drummers. That said, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna demonstrate this with a perfect song with tempo, just a straight tempo, and which will show the consistency of the tempo. Now I've got my ears in right now, but I use my ears, guys, as earplugs. Not plugged in. You see that? I'm not plugged in. I don't have a click track on right now. This is all going to be strictly from memory. So I may screw this up. So just saying. And if I do, whoopsie daisy. What? So what? What if I do mess it up? Ooh, we messed it up. Yep. I may do an intentional mess up. Just because. Seriously though, I'm going to play the song Chemical Warfare. And I love this song for what I'm teaching you guys today, because it really, the entire song is just a basic thrash beat all the way through. It's got some fills in there. You know, I've talked about accenting in the past, and so you'll hear some of those accents in the fills, you know, the accent always on the one, majority of the time with the Slayer fills. So you're gonna hear that in here. But what I really want you to pay attention to is the volume that I'm hitting the snare drum through this entire thing. Now, you guys that are familiar with this song, I suggest, you know, for best results, just sing along or play guitar and hum the vocals in your head. You know, just that's usually the best way to do it. For those of you that are not, maybe you know the song but aren't familiar and you wouldn't really know where I'm at just by listening to drums alone, it's okay. Again, just listen to me do a thrash beat and listen to the consistency of the snare and how the snare is not losing volume, okay? And it makes all the difference in the world. It's a really big thing, you guys. So, I was talking about tempo. Slayer is very punk rock rooted. Punk rock is notoriously awesome for intentional tempo changes. They'll have a tempo that's going way up here. I mean, it's intentional, right? It's not that somebody fucked up, it's intentional. And there's a lot of intentional tempo changes in the Slayer music. This song absolutely has one of those parts. There's a breakdown part for drummers that are familiar with this song. It's the fun China type drum fill breakdown part about the middle of the song. So when you hear me slow down, it's intentional. And then at the end of that, you're going to hear me speed back up. Okay, so again, I'm not wearing a click. This is all from memory. Haven't really played this song in a while, but I've got it rolling around enough in my head where, like I said, this is just to illustrate to you guys how to do this. So okay, without that, here we go. I should probably get a new pair of sticks here. That's pretty good. Don't want to be breaking on anything. Okay. Guitar. thing I did in that song, you guys, that I didn't mention, did you see me switching my kick drums during the patterns? I would go from left foot to right foot. Why? Because I'm distributing the energy. I don't want this thing sitting here and then have to be all cold, have this leg doing all the work, being more fatigued, and when I'm ready to go into the double bass, this thing's all cold. Okay, come on over and go as fast as this guy. I mean, some people, you could do that, but you're gonna get more power by distributing it. Anyway, consistency of tempo and solid power in the in the snare drum. I'm freaking white, man. This is you know, you try doing this stuff when you're home and you're not doing this 5 nights a week. I mean, thank God I just started working out again, because I'm gonna need to do this for these videos coming up. So anyway, I hope that helps. That's Tuesday's tip. Dette, Slayer Anthrax Testament. Subscribe below. We'll see you next week. All right, guys.